Yo, what's up, everybody? This is the fourth episode of The Eagle's Nest. As always, Paul and I are here.
What's
And
up? What's up, guys?
we have, as you tell, we don't have Carlos today, but we have our fourth founding member of The Eagle's Nest. He is originally from Philadelphia, but he moved all the way down, residing in Atlanta, Georgia. He is one of the many few Eagles fans down there, and he even came from a split house. If you get what I'm saying, his father was an Eagles fan, his mother is a Cowboys fan. And luckily, his father won the battle. Give it up for Aaron.
What is going on, guys? How y'all doing today?
Doing good, doing good. We finally actually able to get you on the show after you moved just a floor up.
Yay, it is what it is, but I'm happy to see y'all two handsome faces right here. Go Eagles. Gangrene, gangrene. Let's go.
Definitely, definitely. So, as you know, the sports is coming back. We all know that. So, right now with sports coming back, we actually have the calendar of everything coming back now. You have training, yeah, you already know the training camp and the MLS is back running, and so is the MLB. And you even have right now soon baseball season starting. You have the WNBA starting, which they usually don't start till about June, normally. And then you have the soccer leagues coming up. You have training camp for the NFL starting on the 28th. And then you have the season for the NBA, and then the playoffs for hockey. I wanted to get you guys on it.
Everything is going to get overrun once spring training starts. I mean, once training camp for the Eagles starts, nobody's going to care about anything else but the Eagles. You know that.
Pretty much.
But there's one thing down it. Like you still do have all your hockey fans out there who do watch both. But it's going to be a great time to be a sports fan, actually, because you're going to get the chance to see football, hockey, and basketball, and baseball all in one season, not waiting until September.
All in the same month.
Normally, you have to wait till September, October just to get that.
Mm-hmm.
This is a rarity.
No.
Hockey don't start till about October, normally.
Right.
And baseball goes into October for...
If you have that, if
you're
your
in the playoffs.
team. Right. Mm-hmm.
So it's like, this is like one of the first few times.
NBA starts up in November, doesn't it?
October, like mid-October.
Okay.
So it's like, this is like one of the best time of years. It's like, for the pandemic is kind of a good thing and a bad thing.
And then you also got soccer. You got a whole bunch of other different sports that are starting up all in the same time.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, it is what it is.
Exactly. So, without further ado, we're going to go into my favorite topic, which all y'all know what it is. It's hockey. It's the Flyers. You know it. I know it. The NHL actually came out with their bracket, finally. With the teams, how it's going to be listed going straight through, which is pretty interesting how they have it laid out. Where that the West Coast is going to be playing at Edmonton, that's including from the conference finals, and the Stanley Cup. That's where everything's going to be hosted. And then you have the East going to Toronto, going to be going up against for the playoff games and the conference finals. Like I said, the Stanley Cup is going to be in Edmonton hub, which I wish it was over in Toronto because it would have been a lot easier for hours. That's the unfortunate part. Because those games may be at 7 o'clock. That means here it'll be at 10 o'clock.
Edmonton?
Yes, it's on the West Coast. As you can tell, we don't like West Coast games.
3 hours, no go.
No. I watched the LA Kings before, and they were on at 10 o'clock. I didn't go to bed till freaking 2 a.m.
Ooh.
Not my favorite.
Well, I mean, you can have that with a freaking baseball game, and they go in like 17, 18 innings, and it not be done till like freaking 2 o'clock in the morning. Remember that game?
Oh, I know. I remember the San Diego game, where it was a 7 o'clock game over there, 10 o'clock here, and the game didn't end over here until about 4 a.m. And I still had summer school to go to. Imagine that shit.
Now let's backtrack real quick. Now, remember when the Phillies back in 2008 they went in for that World Series game? How long did that last? Because I'm pretty sure that lasted all the way up to 2 o'clock, didn't it? Or if I'm sadly mistaken.
With that one, you're talking about the last game, correct?
Yes.
The last game for that one, it was actually more. It was like a 4-day game because of the fact that it got delayed because
The
of rain.
rain, right? I remember
But
that.
mind
Because
you,
I'm pretty sure that dragged for a good minute. I know it was like in 4 days, but I think it was that very last game against the Marlins, and I'm pretty
it
sure
wasn't the Marlins, it was the Rays.
I'm sorry, it's the Rays. I am so sorry. That game lasted for like a good minute, didn't it?
Yeah, and mind you, it was not. It was a really good game. It was fun to watch, but it kind of it was sucked because you had to wait those extra 2 days because of the weather. And mind you, I got told by a Mets fan. Mind you, I was friends with him for a while, and he even said it. That game should have ended sooner, and you guys, even though we did win it, should have won it then. Because they played 6 innings already.
Yeah, they played 6 innings, and they should have won because after 6 innings. But you know how the playoffs are. They don't have that rule in the playoffs.
No, they could have called it off, but the only thing is they let it go until the Rays scored, tied the game up. Then they called the game off, which is I kind of hate it. It's kind of bullshit, but it's sports.
We
don't
still
make the
won.
rules. We still won it. It was our first trophy in
20-something years.
yeah.
It's been a long time, I'll tell you that much. And of course,
Yeah.
we all remember.
Time.
And because I'm pretty sure we all remember back in the day, back at UDHS. Shout out to all my 2011 peeps. And of course, we all didn't. A lot of people didn't go to school that day.
Ooh.
It was just.
I did.
I ended up actually going to school, but I think I actually stayed a half day and probably ended up escaping.
I
but,
You're
went-
talking about the parade.
I went to
Yeah,
school for the parade, and I was in work for the Eagles parade. So, you know.
This guy was there.
I can't remember if I stayed the entire day or not, but I know that Philly was on fire, man,
Yeah.
when the Phillies won the World Series.
Where I was at for the parade, I was down at I was in the link watching it. And they came through the link and went through. They came out and we stayed at the link to watch it off the Eagles Vision. And mind you, it was one of the best for my first time in Lincoln Financial. And I sat in those seats and I'm looking on the field mainly and I look up at the scoreboard. I'm like, wow, this is awesome. And mind you, there was a delay with the speech on live TV. But for us, being so close to the stadium, we got the exact straight feed through everything. So we heard Chase Utley say, "World fucking champions." Everybody else, they said they heard the bleep. But it was really cool. It was a fun time with that year. So I do have the calendar for the NHL qualifying cup schedule for the first 10 days. Where the Flyers are going to be starting off on August 2nd against the Bruins. Then they play again on August 6th against the Caps. And then the August 9th against Tampa. Mind you, with this game, this will determine who gets number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4 seed for the playoffs. Which is going to be interesting how they're going to do it, but I'm hoping for number 1. Let's hope. With all that, we're going to go straight down to our first sponsor, is Sleight of Hand Barbershop, which is the barbershop that I go to. They are located at 1111 Lincoln Ave, Prospect Park. Check them out. They are taking call-ins for appointments only due to the coronavirus, which we all know we all need haircuts.
Nah.
Except for this guy, except for Paul, he's growing it out. I might be getting my cut soon. I can't take it no more.
I donate mine. I do it for a good cause. Everybody should.
And then if you want to get a hold of them, call them at 484-540-3653 and give them a call. So, we are now going into everybody's favorite topic, which our podcast is basically surrounded, but we do bring up all the sports. Eagles. We're getting into what now is getting closer to training camp, which we are excited as hell. As you notice, we do get a flag behind us now. And you know, Aaron has his flag, his banner, which he wears his at an event that he goes down to Atlanta as a cape.
Yeah, make sure to watch him on TV, guys.
Of course, you're going to see me wear. I know you can't see the bird, but you know it's got a black eagle on
There you
there.
go.
So, but of course, I'll probably be getting some more caps. I wanted to give before we start. I wanted to give a special shout out to Sports Bonanza. Cheryl is the owner, so if anybody's in Georgia, all the Eagles fans, Cowboys fans, Steelers, whoever, go see Sports Bonanza and talk to Sherry. Tell Aaron I sent you.
Tell Aaron I sent you.
Tell you
Tell,
mean,
tell Sherry I sent you. I'm sorry.
there you
There you
go.
go.
My bad.
Dude, you screwed up there a little bit.
Yeah, big time.
So, as we all been listening to the radio and getting our news updates on our phones, pardon me, we've been talking about Deshaun Jackson. He kind of posted us on Instagram about a quote that was noticed by a man that is very dislike in our time of day. Still is. He quoted something off of Hitler about from what he was reading, which he said that he's opening his horizons and learning other things. And he posted it on Twitter, on Instagram, on his feed, and then he rephrased himself why. He never took it down. He waited until the story got deleted off of it. And then he did put out a statement saying that he apologized for what he said and that he hopes that things would go, that he didn't mean it. He's not that kind of racist kind of person. But the Eagles put a statement out there with all that. And as he said, as they said as well, we have spoken to Deshaun Jackson about his social media posts. Regardless of his intention, the message he shared were offensive, harmful, absolutely appalling. They have no place in our society, and condoning the support of any way of the organization. We are disappointed, and we retaliated to Deshaun, and importance of not only to apologize, but also use respect. We are continuing to elevate the circumstances and will take appropriate actions. We take these matters very seriously and are committed to continue to have productive, meaningful conversation with Deshaun, as well as all our players and staff, in order to educate, learn, and grow. Which means a lot going on with this, and it's like, even I will say, I do have Jewish kids, and I have some. I'm not the Jewish kind of person, but I do have family members who were Jewish or is, and that's totally fucked up that he quoted something from Hitler. Like, anything quoted from Hitler is not good. And that's something that you don't want to deal with. For you, Aaron, and I know because Hitler, everyone knew from history class, Hitler didn't like blacks, gays, all that kind of shit, all the way down to the line to where you gotta be a blonde hair, blue eyed kind of person. What do you get out of this with Deshaun posting something like that?
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, I didn't really look at it too much. I did see an uproar about what Deshaun Jackson said about Hitler and all that stuff. Now, in my point of view, we all know that Hitler killed millions and millions of Jews. He caused the Holocaust, and he took a lot of them to the concentration camps in Auschwitz. And there it's kind of just mind-boggling for him to like to say something like that. Take a quote from him, and of course post on the internet talking about you know the Jews like being one of the richest, if I'm not mistaken, one of the richest nationalities in the country and controlling the banks, a lot of that stuff. I mean, it's I feel what I understand, he's trying to educate people and just trying to just really just trying to tell the truth, which I don't have a problem with. But at the same time, you got to think about it that there's a lot of people in today's time, they take that as offensive. They will take your words out of context. So you got to be really careful how tell your side of the story, because a lot of people will use that against you.
Yeah.
Now again, now I am very happy that the Philadelphia Eagles did not cut him, because we at the same time
They
we
weren't
do
going
need.
to.
I'm glad, and I'm glad that they didn't, because a lot of people really wanted to cut him, and I'm just like, why? He's speaking he's speaking from his mind, and of course the freedom of speech. But again, I know a lot of people I have a lot of different reasons, and I completely understand that. But and to the, I'm just going to keep it short and sweet. I'm just happy that the Eagles did not cut him. I'm okay with them finding him. I'm okay with that, and I'm pretty sure he will be too. But
And
we do.
the amount was, I believe, if I believe correctly, the amount was never disclosed.
They
Yeah,
kind of said something about it. They referenced to it to where that he's losing 2 games pay.
I mean, I'm okay with that. I'm not saying that Jackson is one of the worst receivers, because he's obviously not. You know,
At his age,
but
oh hell yeah.
yeah, look at Megatron. He was you about like 40 something. If I'm pretty sure I got my facts wrong, but I'm pretty sure he was up there in age. But I'm
Wait,
sure,
Megatron?
yeah.
The only thing that was holding Megatron back was injuries. Like he was basically that whole team,
Yeah.
and he didn't have a quarterback.
Oh,
So
okay.
he didn't have a quarterback and he retired early. He
Yeah.
retired at an early age. He retired like I think 28.
28, and he still had about another 4 years on his contract.
Like he was done. Like I saw the documentary of it. Like it's a really good watch if you actually want to see it. It was like he retired at 28, and he was just like, my body just couldn't handle it anymore. Like he was like hooked on pain medicine just so he can get through playing. It was really bad, really really bad.
Right.
Yeah, it's plus one thing for sure for the bad as well. Jeffrey Lurie and Howie are Jewish,
Hmm.
and knowing that and trying to post something up like that, it makes it a lot more harder than a lot more just trying to think. And plus, mind you, Laurie owns a filming company, and he actually just came out a documentary about Hitler.
Well, it's you gotta look at it this way, okay? They have history. DJax and Eagles organization have history. They have a lot of history. They drafted him. They spent years on him, and then they brought him back because they have that history. They're not going to cut him. They're not going to do any of that. Oh, obviously they're going to fine him, but they're not. And he's only got 3 years. What's the point?
Yeah.
What's really the point here? He's got one maybe more good year left, and then the last year, he's just going to ride. That's it. This is basically going to be our year. If he stays healthy, this will be our year that we go back to the Super Bowl. I know you can
I
agree.
believe I definitely agree. The way that when I looked at the draft, and I seen like a lot of people that was riding out for CD Lamb. Then he ended up getting drafted to the Cowboys, and a lot of people was just like they was in an uproar about it. Then of course, then we ended up getting Jalen. I can't say his last name.
Hurts.
No, not Hurts. The other Jalen, Reagor. Is
Rager.
that his last
Yeah,
name?
yeah,
Jalen
Rager.
Rager,
Yes.
the wide
Rager,
receiver.
Yes, yes. So I haven't read too much about it, but I heard
I know he's quick.
Mhm.
I heard that he's quick too.
And
They said he is the 2.0 version of Jackson.
And he's been training with Djax.
That's what I've heard. So
And even Hurts is down there throwing to Jax as well.
is he
Yeah, Hurts is down there too.
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Hurts has been training with Jackson, doing what the quarterback, with trying to do the pinpoint what Jackson did during the one-off season with Wentz.
That's good.
So
you know Doug's got some trick plays for Hurts.
And I hope he do because let me tell you something. You remember when last year, when we was getting all excited when we got JJ Whiteside and of course a couple other people. It was just it was just a letdown last year. I was just like, I'm thinking of a lot of trick plays. Carson Wentz came back, and it was just gonna have a great season. But I'm glad that we ended up making it to the playoff game last year. But I was just like expecting, JJ was nowhere to be found. And people was getting, our starters were getting out left and right, and the only thing we had left for Wentz was the backup squad. And let me tell you something. Greg Ward and Boston Scott, aka Sproles 2.0, they shocked the hell out of me, man. They, I would never expect, I would never expect
Any given Sunday.
I would never expect for them to just to turn up like that, especially Miles Sanders. I can't leave him out too because he was out there putting work as well. So
he's the new Westbrook.
Yeah, he is.
mind you, put this in back of your head too. Greg Ward was drafted as a quarterback.
I guess. Didn't he do like some type of trick play and Greg Ward just bombed it one of our receivers? I forgot
mind
who
you,
it was.
because Greg Ward was drafted as a quarterback, but he had to change because of the fact that he knew he wasn't going to get to play as a QB. So he decided the next season, because that year when he was drafted, they drafted Wentz. So the next year, he decided to go to wide receiver, and that was the year he got the chance to play. And you see what great things that happened to him with doing that.
Yes. And I heard, of course, I heard a little bit about, giving Greg Ward and, of course, Boston Scott a bigger role, which I'm really excited to see this year because I really want to see more of them on the field because they literally lighted up last year. And, of course, Miles Sanders, I think he was the rookie of the year just for how many yards he was pulling, and he did much more than what a lot of people expect him to do, which is absolutely great.
Exactly.
So I really do expect all of them to just exceed expectation, especially our newest member to the team, Kayvon Wallace, which is to replace Malcolm Jenkins. So I'm really excited to see what he's going to do this year as well. So
you got to bring this up then because it's like we're going through with like different paths with history and all. There was a post that I shared on our group chat for all of us with you, Carlos, Paul, all that. If you only can choose one of these pills to go through, and mind you, this is one of the hardest choices. Like I can't even pick. It's this hard. It's where it's either 1, you resign Reggie White, 2, Elshon makes the catch versus the Saints, 3, kept Deshaun and LaShawn, 4, no fog at the Bears 1988 game, Rendell Cunningham's fully healthy career, Jerome doesn't pass away early, Nnamdi lives up to hype, Eagles don't choke versus the Bucks in 2002, and McNabb and T.O. never feud.
I mean, if we never choked against the Bucks, we would have had 3 fucking rings.
Yeah. And that means with Andy Reid, he probably would have been still here.
Yeah. No. Because we would. We would have had 2. Doug would have still been a.
It would have been assistant. It would have been probably.
Doug would have
coach.
still been assistant. Who knows what would have happened in 17 about that?
Because
17 was a very weird, it was a lightning in a bottle situation.
It was that jump start.
We might have had more. Honest to God. Like, we would have had momentum going in 2002. We would have did that. Then 05, we would have had that. And then, we would have had momentum.
We would have been probably tied with, we would have been the Patriots.
Dynasty
with us.
If we would have been able to capitalize in 02, if we would have been able to capitalize in 05, we would have had 2.
Yeah.
In 3 years, we would have had 2. Who's to say if we would have had more, going forward? But 2 is a whole lot better than 0 going into 2017.
And plus, that would have mean as well with Donovan. Donovan would have been known as one of the elite quarterbacks.
Exactly. He would have got championship. He would have been number 1.
Yeah. No doubt about it.
No doubt. He would have been number 1. But going back further in time, if we would have won the 80 Super Bowl, we would have been going in there with 1. And then 02, we would have been 2. Then, 5, we would have had 3. And then who's to say, we went through a drought, and Andy Reid did leave.
Yeah.
And then we did get Doug.
Yeah.
And then all the events happened. Again, lightning in a bottle in 17.
And
that would have been 4.
What would have happened? Mind you, I want to get you guys' opinion on this. What would have happened if Carson never got injured?
Oh God!
He would have won.
It would have been a wrap, hands down. If Carson, let me tell you something. If Carson Wentz has not ran that ball to get a touchdown, and of course how they was aiming for his legs because he was too mobile. Dude, we would have probably would have just walked away with a ring.
Second year, he would have been.
Yeah.
He would have signed his destiny. He would have been what Jackson is with Baltimore. Because Jackson did that. His first year, he didn't do anything. Second year, he got the damn Baltimore Ravens to being the 2nd seed with a bye.
Mm-hmm.
But see, that's the other thing here. If McNabb had got 2 rings, he probably would have finished his career here.
Yeah.
He probably would have never got traded to Washington, never got traded to fucking Minnesota. He probably would have finished his career here.
Retired his number, and he would be known as one of the best all-time Eagles in history.
And well, hold on. So that would have meant if he would have stayed here, that would have meant Vic would have been the permanent backup.
Yeah.
Kevin Cobb would have been here as the 3rd. We would have never got
Sammy Sleeves.
Huh?
It was what's his name? AJ Feely.
AJ Feely was here. AJ Feely was here in the 2000s.
Okay.
No, we would have
Jeff Garcia.
Yeah, we would never got Jeff Garcia. We would have never got Vince Young. We probably would have never drafted Foles.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Foles, they said if it went the right way and there's mock drafts on everything. Foles, where he landed, he should have went to Dallas. They said Foles should have went to Dallas. It wouldn't have been Homo. It would have been Foles. And
Wait,
they said
Homo was around when Donovan was around.
So he would have been getting traded with. He trained with
It it would have replaced Dak. It would have replaced Dak then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dak
there'll be
would
no
probably
Dak.
it would probably because Dak probably would have still been in the draft if Foles would have went to Dallas, if I'm not mistaken, because they did talk about picking up Foles back in what, if I'm not mistaken,
Nine.
20 it was 2009. They
9.
talked about that.
Yeah,
Okay.
9, yeah.
And they did
Yeah.
that. They, mind you, I hate to say it, and
There
this
would have
hurts. They would have actually done something.
there would have never been a 27-2 season.
No,
Never been a 27-2.
there probably would have been at least possible 7.
There would have never been. Well, there would have never been freaking Philly special.
No,
There would have
No.
There wouldn't have been a lot of that shit.
It would have been none of that, you know.
Maybe
Yeah.
if Vic stayed around. Yeah.
You know, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. You know, Vic was that man, yo. He had a cannon. He had a cannon for an arm, and not only that, the man can run. You know, I was on my Facebook the other day, and I was on my lunch break, and the 50s. There was like a 50 all-time plays from Michael Vick coming up, man.
Oh,
There was
yeah.
some,
I've seen that.
yeah, there was some there was some against the Eagles. Then there was some against when he was with he was on the Steelers. Then somebody was on the Jets and the Falcons, man. And I'm just like, I really do wish he was still with us because the amount of amazement that man did, yo, it's just phenomenal, man. It really is.
You hear he
He was
started up
off-
a flag league?
Did he really?
Yeah, he started up a
Damn.
flag league.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
He started up a flag league. I was like, oh, wow, look at that.
You'd be surprised what a lot of these guys are doing when they're retired and all that. It's what's the word I'm looking for?
Interesting.
Yeah, like you never think that these guys like were. It's like saying like you never thought that Vic would do something what he did that he was in jail for, and then came to Philly, and became a new fucking guy. Like he just.
So me and my father talked about this, and it was great because the moment Vic got out of jail, me and my dad was like, he needs to come here. The moment he got out of jail, we were like, he needs to come here. We said he definitely needs to come here, and then a couple months later, guess what? We got our wish.
Philadelphia signed Michael Vick to a 4-year deal.
Me and my dad was jumping for joy, and then he picked up the reins for Kevin Cobb.
After he went down on injury.
Kevin Cobb was just like, fuck you. Michael Vick was like, no, I'm keeping this fucking job. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, do you guys remember what jersey he was wearing that day?
Who?
Vic?
No.
Then when he got into his first game?
Number 7.
No, not the jersey. I didn't say jersey number. I said jersey.
Oh.
Kelly Green.
Oh, yeah.
That was
Yeah,
the anniversary
that's-
game.
That's right. It was.
They were wearing the Kelly Green, all Kelly Green.
Oh, I missed that color.
And they said how he was playing, it was just like Randall Cunningham was back on that team.
Of course, because, you know,
Yeah.
he's always compared to Randall. Right?
Yeah.
Always. I mean, he beat Randall's all-time rushing record
With the Eagles.
with the Eagles.
With the Eagles, I remember that. I read about that. And I was like, damn.
Hey, it came close to where they thought that Wentz was going to do it, but I don't think anybody's going to be able to break that damn record.
Well, I mean, Wentz is not a mobile quarterback anymore.
Not
They're
anymore.
trying to train him into a
Right.
pocket quarterback, which he's not.
He's a mobile.
Yep.
He's not a pocket quarterback.
You see how he was with that in 2017 year?
No, see, you
He
see how he
fucking
was.
did magic.
You see how he was the end of last year when he actually started to use his legs,
Again.
make plays, and he was the Wentz of old.
And that's the rinse we wanted.
That's the ones we missed. That's the ones
Which
we
we
need.
need. But anyhow, back to where we had one of the stories. I don't know if you guys have been listening to the radio or seen the news, but there is a possible signing that could be by July 14th, is what I'm hearing all over Twitter and Facebook. Clowney wants to be an Eagle. He turned down offers twice to Miami. He turned down an offer from Cleveland. Mind you, he said Cleveland, he doesn't think he's going to win in Cleveland. He wants a ring ASAP. So everybody's saying it. Everybody's saying, like, a lot of people are going out there saying we don't want Clowney. Other people say let's get Clowney. Let's get him on the team. I want to get your guys' opinion. I'll give you mine, but I want to get you guys' opinions first. So let's go with the man who he just growled like hell about it, Paul.
So, I have hatred for this man. I have very much hatred because I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan. I am a Philadelphia Eagles fan. I have hatred for this man. He injured my quarterback.
Dirty hit.
Right?
Dirty hit.
Right? He injured my fucking quarterback. But
There's a but.
this man is a player. This man's already apologized. This man, if he wants to come here, he wants to be an Eagle. He wants to wear his heart on his sleeve like every other fucking Eagle does. Welcome. I invite you here. See how us are.
Here's my problem with this, man. In my opinion, is I feel like he's going to be going out and doing a repeat of what he did to Wentz, and of course that I really hope that he doesn't. If he does get signed, I really hope there's like the coaches talk to him and say, yo, listen, what you did to Wentz, you're not going to do that here. We no dirty hits. Don't try to get any stupid ass penalties to try to kill the team. That's my biggest fear, because I seen some of the plays that he did a couple years ago. Let's not forget what he did to Foles. He twisted his helmet back.
Yeah, that's right.
If y'all remember that, he twisted his helmet back, and he laughed about it. He smiled off the field. Now,
and there was no call on it either.
It was no call on it. Same way as that dirty call from Wentz. So, I'm a little heated about it that, they're considered signing him, but if they do, I agree with Paul. Welcome to the Philadelphia Eagles, man. You're going to get a taste of how we deal with bad players. You're going to feel our pain 100%, because we do not play that. If y'all remember correctly, we booed Donovan McNabb. We booed AJ Phillip. We even booed our own damn coach because of the amount of bullshit that went on.
We threw snowballs at Santa Claus.
Yeah, I remember.
Let me add into this. We booed the Pope.
Yeah.
That face.
That's why I love my team, man, because we don't care, man. We don't care how you feel. So, at the same time, guys, I do want him to play. If he's going to play for us, he better play right. There ain't no dirty call.
Right.
No dirty hits, try to kill the team and all that. There's a time for everything, Ben. But if we're trying to win the game and you're going after making dirty hits on quarterbacks, you're killing the fucking team, dude. That's just the bottom line. So, again, well, if you get signed, Jadeveon Clowney, welcome to the Philadelphia Eagles. That's all I'm going to say.
Definitely. For me, I would like to see him on this team, because he's one of the best defensemen out there in the league for his age. But I'd rather see him sit for the year. That's me, because when it comes down to it, I'm afraid if he comes onto this team and he does the same thing where we go up against Dallas, I think we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose him for games.
Now,
I
now hold on now. If we go up against Dallas and he
I
does
mean-
a dirty hit, I look the other way. I don't care.
But
it's different for Dallas. Matter of fact, I would say it's probably different for our NFC rivals. I would say, especially Redskins and of course the damn Giants. But for anybody else, chill out.
like the only thing is, like I said, it'll be our luck with with being Eagles. We won't have anything because of the fact that he'll do that dirty hit play, and all of a sudden he'll get suspension, he'll get fined, and possibility he may not be back into the damn fucking playoffs.
I doubt it.
Well,
I
mean,
doubt it. I mean, the refs are in Dallas's pocket every time they do, so he'll probably get ejected
yeah,
from the game.
and fined.
Maybe fine, but
I would say that I definitely say just like every other player, just like the Redskins, because they always be out trying to hurt us. They get ejected and fined like maybe $50,000 or $30,000, somewhere in that fine line. I'm not really too sure, but
Somewhere in the double-digit Ks.
so it's somewhere in the double-digit carry. But but when it comes to Javon Clowney, and I just seen some of the plays that he did. I'm just like
Jadavian.
yeah,
You said his name wrong. You said.
they could got me bad name, man. But for Clowney, for Clowney, man, it's like in that fine line, dude. Like hey, don't rough him up too much, okay? We still we still trying to play a game about you going for people's heads and shit. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. All right, let's continue on because I know we all have timing and everything else. We had to be places real quick. So we do the quick sponsor real quick with Game and DVD Exchange. They are located in Media at 23 East State Road. Give them a check out. They sell retro games and they have some DVDs as well. But you go there for the retro games. They have everything from Atari all the way up to the newer consoles and games as well. So give them a check out, and you never know, you may find a game that you're looking for. Real quick, we'll go into Phillies talk. With the Phillies, they are now their season is going to be starting up soon. They have some exhibition games coming up.
July 24th, my fucking birthday. Let's go.
He's been pitching trying to get us to do a show down at Citizens Bank Ballpark, right outside of it. But it's all depending on how that's going to work because even though the 24th is a Friday and they play at night, and unfortunately, I get work. And he does too. Yeah, he may take off for his birthday.
I have a few cold ones,
But like he said the first game is on the 24th, which is the schedule right here. They started the 24th against the Marlins, which funny thing is they were supposed to start that off against the Marlins in the beginning of this year before the pandemic. In Miami. So now they do it up here at home. They are doing 40 games in the NL East and then 20 games with the AL East. They're not going anywhere but up to Toronto all the way down to Miami. So they're traveling up and down the East Coast. They will be in Atlanta as well. So Aaron, if you get a chance to try to sneak some pictures of the Phils, better get it while they're down there.
Yeah, I'll be probably try working on that one.
And then, already, mind you, I'm kind of pissed off about this. They already had the 2021 season schedule out for baseball.
Even though, who knows what's going to happen as far as this pandemic. It might, do a turn or reverse, and we might be closed again.
Right. And mind you, how the schedule's looking, like they're supposed to play it against the Atlanta Braves at home on April 1st. Which, there's no game we can only yell, April Fools. But it's just going to be where it's very tricky why they put it out now instead of waiting until the season started. Because they never usually bring out that schedule until September. Normally September.
This is a very different thing, very very different atmosphere that we're in. So, I think they're trying to do that just to secure your fans, secure what they need to do. And by then, I'm pretty sure they're thinking they're gonna have fans in the stands, so they're already gonna start selling tickets.
Yeah, and the same thing how the NFL is doing with theirs, where they're already trying to have people get ready for all the season ticket holders to try to submit their tickets in for 2021 if they can't get in for 2020, so that they can actually have their seats and seats and all that as well. And they're only going to allow maybe
about picking up a season.
You are?
Yeah, I was thinking about picking up a season.
Hmm.
I mean, it's only $500.
And plus you can pay it all off monthly.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad, but let's hopefully they hope they have seats because they know they get passed down from generation to generation
Oh,
to generation.
I know that.
Damn, freaking lucky people! Give up your tickets at least once for us people who want to go. We don't want nosebleeds. And we'll go into our next one, which we are trying to get into. We are going to be, like I said, we're going to be moving full time soon to our YouTube channel. So please check our YouTube channel. On YouTube is the Eagles Nest. And once you do, subscribe to us and hit that bell, because if you don't hit that bell, you won't know when we're going to go live.
We're trying to defeat the YouTube algorithms here. You gotta help us out.
And it makes it plus with there, you may be able to get more content, and we'll be adding more content to that page just to show, besides just doing the show, and maybe more things that you'll love to see. So please subscribe.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
Exactly. Quick with the Sixers, they're down in Orlando now.
Mm-hmm.
They are in the bubble.
Now, speaking of the bubble, did you see Joel Embiid when he was when he getting on the plane? Did you see what he was wearing?
Oh, I did.
Did you?
I did not see that.
He was wearing a full hazmat suit.
Gloves, pants, sock.
This man, this is why sometimes the city of Philadelphia loves this man, because he knows how to have fun and he knows how to entertain a crowd. And all this stuff going on, this man's like, you know what? I'm gonna have some fun with this. And guess what? He did it.
Oh yeah, and right now, like a lot of them, they said that how the bubble is. They said room service is okay, but it sucks they can't do anything. All they can do is go to the courts down in Disney World, which I'll talk about a little bit more with that once we get into our next topic, because they said everything on the next topic of what they have at Disney World, ESPN of Sports. They said that all they can do is go down, go up. That's it. They go into the
Play
they go down to
2K.
practice.
You can play 2K and do something. Foosball, I think it was. That's all their entertainment is.
Yeah, and if there's and anything they brought with them.
I'm not.
It's real crazy how they did this. So it sucks that they're on the bubble, but with that saying with the bubble, there's the other Philly team is actually down in Orlando in Disney World with them as well. The Union.
Mm-hmm.
The Union's down there, which they already had their first game, and they won it. They played at 9 o'clock in the morning. It's the first ever game for an MLS to play at 9 a.m.
Man, kind of like how when the damn Eagles played Jacksonville in was it London, right?
Yeah, for the first time ever.
Yeah, and you know what? It was so weird actually getting up at 7 o'clock in the morning, having breakfast, so I can actually get there, get to my Eagles spot down in Atlanta, and I see, and I was actually there with a couple of some good friends of mine, and we had pancakes and all that at 9 o'clock at 9 o'clock in the morning while watching the Eagles play.
Funny thing is with me, I was sitting there with my kids. I had a bowl of cereal, I had my kids it was having their breakfast as well, and mind you, I'm so used to sitting there in front of the TV with either a soda or once in a while a beer
A cold one.
and watching the game. But no, this time it was cereal and OJ and milk with my kids
Yeah.
sitting
Yeah,
there watching it.
It was pancakes, coffee, orange juice, and some bacon.
I was
if I'm not
working.
mistaken.
I was working.
He was listening through 94 WIP.
But I know people who went there, and they said that city
Yeah.
bled green.
Yeah, I heard about that too. I seen the pictures, man. I said, you know what? We even got people international watching the game. So I'm just like, I just love our fan base. So, because we everywhere, man. We all around the globe, man. So
There's even one, and there's actually talks where they're trying to get a team in Canada, and I talked to people. I know a lot of Canadian friends
Hey,
through from my Flyers stuff, and they even said it. I asked him, like I said, I know you're a hockey fan, but there's any other sports you watch? He goes, yeah, we actually watch the we watch the Sixers play, and we watch this team. We said Toronto for basketball, and then all of a sudden they said we watch the Eagles. I'm like, you don't watch the CFL? He goes, nah, the CFLs are for fucking pussies. Let's watch the NFL. That's more grown man sport. I'm like, damn.
oh wow.
My eyes bugged. I talked to them and then he messaged about it and it bugged out. I'm like, wow. So, with the Union, their first game that they won 1-0 against the New York City Football Club, and they made a big statement on this. They actually they're wearing the Black Lives Matters black shirts, and then the jerseys they wore had the last names of each black, female or male, who were killed by police mentality. Mind you, a lot of the MLS did say to the announcers and everybody else that there's a spot on the bottom of the jerseys where they can put a name there. Some of them put one too many to say and put an arrow up. And it was what the Union did. And the Union made a bigger statement. In the words of the announcers from the ESPN feed, they said, we were not expecting something like this. To mandate something like this big makes it a lot more stronger than anything. And this is one of the 9 fields that they did this on in Disney World. And they said that this was made a bigger broadcasting between any sport. And all sports are doing something about the Black Lives Matters, including the NBA. Get your opinions on what they did, Aaron. I know you've been down there, been a lot of down the boats with the Black Lives Matters and what's going on. How do you take that from a Philadelphia team, actually doing something that no one in the Major League Soccer league actually did?
It's pretty big, man. It's I seen that I seen that picture, and it really moved me just to show that we actually have people out there that supports us and just hear our cries for help. I really it's a serious problem here, and I'm not going to get into all details with it, but it's it's out there, and and we appreciate y'all efforts to understand what is happening right now. It's an everyday battle, and we do, and from the bottom of my heart, I do appreciate them stepping up to the plate and just walk with us. Just hear us out, man. Help us, support us, love us, because we, at the end of the day, we love y'all. It's I'm lost for words, man. But I'm just really happy. about, just them just taking the time out and just say, hey, you're not in it alone. We're with you. And I really do appreciate that. You know, that's all I can say right now, man.
Definitely. Paul, you have anyone to say to that?
Y'all already know how I feel about this. I've spoken my words throughout all of our podcasts. Y'all know how I feel. It's not stressful enough that stuff needs to change and whatnot. But it is what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good news about a couple of things right now with with soccer wise. Philadelphia actually put in a bid for the World Cup in 2026, which is something big for 2026 because in 2026 they're actually supposed to be the centennial birthday of the bicentennial birthday of the America, which is the 250th birthday of America being around. And we already had the Phillies World Series coming along the same year, which that's going to be huge because the World Cup takes place between July and August, and then you add in and you add the MLB All-Star Game, and there's a possibility we could get the NBA in February, All-Star Game here, and maybe if it doesn't go through the date that I know with the Flyers, they could have hockey All-Star Game the same exact year.
So on that note, Philadelphia is also trying to make a bid for the Super Bowl that year. WWE is also trying to make a bid, like Philadelphia is trying to make a bid for WrestleMania that year.
Mm-hmm. And
Pretty interesting.
Before they closed down, Philadelphia was trying to make sure that they had a secured spot for the AFL to be here that year as well. They're trying to get every big event to come here that year because it's the bicentennial year, the 250th birthday of America. So just imagine how much chaotic.
How much money we're going to be bringing the fuck in. That's all that really is. How much fucking money? All these sports coming to Philly? Oh my God.
Yeah, we're going to be raking it in, I'll tell you that much.
Now put it this way. Who wants to be on 95 when all this shit goes happen?
Fuck that.
I'm glad I live in Atlanta, but...
Dude,
don't act like you ain't gonna come the fuck up here for all this goddamn nonsense.
Man, I was mad. Let me tell you something. I was mad when I missed the damn Super Bowl.
Dude, when you should have been up here for the parade, man, you would have been going nuts.
Yeah, I really wish I would have went to that Super Bowl that day because I told my parents I was coming up.
All right, so this will be doing our next sponsor real quick. We have it's Gorilla Boys Toys, which is my father-in-law's company. He sells retro toys and collectible, and he buys collectible toys as well. If you want to get some, check him out on Facebook at Gorilla Boys Toys, both boys and toys with ends with a Z, or you can give him a phone call at 610-772-0117 to get an idea with what he has. So, this is where our final thoughts and everything else, we're going to be ending right here. Please do us all a favor and keep wearing your masks because of the fact that it's a lot easier. We're still seeing people complaining about wearing a mask and everything else. But we understand you can't breathe, but we all have health. There's people that have health problems. Paul, that has breathing, and he still wears a mask. I wear a mask. My wife wears a mask, and she has breathing problems as well. So, please, wear a mask and trying to make this where we can actually enjoy sports again. Because I don't know about you guys, I would love to go to a sporting event again at some point. I would like to maybe see our Birds play at the link. I would love to see our Phillies play. I especially want to see the damn fucking Flyers if they win the Cup this year and see that banner go up. So,
Yeah, that absolutely.
please, wear a mask. That's all we ask. He wears it. Aaron wears it. So, as of for now, thank you for listening or watching our show for today. I hope you all be safe. Have a wonderful time. With Aaron, thank you for joining us for our show for today. We are so glad we actually finally get you on. Hopefully we can get you on again for the next one, and maybe we'll have Carlos with us at that time. Hopefully.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Eric. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate y'all having me here, man.
That'll be a full show that time. That might be a 2-hour long show.
We definitely will have a blast then.
So,
please, since we're going to be transitioning to YouTube and everything else like that, we have all these podcasts that we're streaming out there. We're on Spotify, we're on Google Music, everything else like that. Guys, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. Let's beat the YouTube algorithms here. Facebook, we're still going to be putting news up there. Spotify, we're putting news up there. Google Music, we're putting news up there. We're putting news on every source of channel that we can to get you to whatever you provide, like whatever you like listening to. We got you, okay?
Listening or even just watching. It
will help us help you. It's like you scratch our backs, we scratch yours. Share this with your friends. Share this to whoever loves sports or anything. Drop a comment down below on anything you need. We'll get back to you as soon as we see it. It's just we love interaction. We'll interact with anybody. Just don't be that guy. Don't be that hateful guy who just wants to, rant and rave about bad shit. Oh, I'm not watching this because of this shit. I'm not watching it. Just don't be him. We love positive. I can take negative, no problem. I'll just, cuss you the hell out and send you on your way. That's just how it is. I'm from Philly. I don't care.
No one likes us. No one likes us.
It's just be positive. We still trying to make this try to make this a PG-13 type of sort of thing.
Little language, but
it's hard as sports fans to die down the language, but it is what it is. So please, guys, help us help you. Scratch our backs, scratch your backs. Share. Like, subscribe, drop a comment, whatever you need to do. Please, that helps us in the long run.
And definitely, if you want to hear anything on the show that you want us to talk about, comment it underneath the show and say, hey, can you bring this topic up? Bring this. We'll look into it. We'll bring it up, and we'll discuss about it. So at least that we know that we can, our fans, interacted with all of us. So, as of now, God bless you, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. And hopefully, we'll see you soon. Take it easy, everybody.
Take care now. Bye then.
Take care, everybody.